guys, it's Aset here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you're notified every time I post a new video, because we's about to get it popping. So today's video is going to be my story time on why I quit working at Forever 21. So let's hop right in to the video. So I started working at Forever 21 when I was a sophomore in high school, and my mom told me that she did not want me to get like a real job because before then all I ever had was a work study job. But for some reason I just really wanted to have a job that wasn't on campus. And also this would be like my first real job because I never had a job in high school, because I graduated high school when I was 16, and you know, usually you have to be 16 and up to work anywhere. So when I went to Forever 21 I was 17. I remember they had one of those mass, like basically like a casting call for, you know, a bunch of people to come in and audition for a role as an employee. So I went to one of those, brought like a little resume, thought that I looked cute. I'll see if I can find the picture of the day where I went, and as you can see in the picture, like my hair was still frizzy. Like I always have frizzy hair. That literally was my nickname in high school, Frizzy Lizzie. That's just me. Ooh, we're running out of space. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we're back. Sorry if like the angle's off or whatever, but we're just gonna keep going. So where was I? Yeah, like Frizzy Lizzie, my hair is frizzy. And I remember that they told me that I had the job right on the spot. They hired me at $8.75, which I think at the time, and still is, well no, I think back then minimum wage was $7.25. Minimum wage now might, actually I think it still is the same price, $7.25. So to be hired at $8.75, I really thought I was doing something, so I took the job. But when I was, you know, in the hiring process, in my interview, I told them I'm a college student, I have classes on these days, and on these 2 days I have classes starting at 7:30, so I cannot work, you know, past midnight. They were like, okay, yeah, sure, we got it, whatever. Okay, so I get the job, and you know, we go through orientation, we sign a hella papers, and then we start going through training. And I remember for me, I was a floor girl. I think they started you at floor first. You could either be floor or like a greeter. I really didn't want to be a greeter because you just literally stand in the front of the store and bother people, and I hate when people do that to me when I go to stores. And then as you like get better, you progress and you can move up to like cash register, which I thought would have been the best way to go, because you know, people are happy at the cash register because they already selected everything they need and stuff. And then also you could be a dressing room person. So we would float around because, you know, they wanted you to get acquainted with every position. So I was dressing room for like one day, and but I was mainly like a floor girl, and so you would like clean your section. So you would have to make sure that your section was clean. And then this particular Forever 21, at the end of the night, well, first off, we stayed open an hour later than the mall itself because we had our own entrance. So that means that we could stay open later because people want to be trapped in the mall because they could leave out of that door. So I think we didn't close until 10. Well, on our schedule, it would say that you would be working night shifts. So let's say that you come in at 6. It would say that you were working from 6 to 12. So if everyone leaves at 10, you have 2 hours to clean up your section and then help everyone with the whole store, and then you should be fucking leaving at midnight. Well, I don't know if it's because the owner of Forever 21 might have some experience with fucking like factory workers and not clean conditions. I'll leave it at that. But these bitches would close the gate and lock us in. And I kid you not, some nights we would not leave until 2 in the morning. But we wouldn't get paid. I wouldn't mind if I could get paid those extra 2 hours. We would still have to clock out at midnight, but they wouldn't let us leave if the floor didn't look good. And one time I remember they made us go in the storage room and clean out. Like, they would have us doing like stupid stuff for those extra damn 2 hours when like the morning crew could have did that shit or something. They one time had us go outside. So this is outside at 1 in the morning, a bunch of girls and like young boys and stuff, easily snatchable and shit. They had us go out to like our storage unit and take out all of the mannequins, figure out which mannequins looked cute and stuff, and then walk the mannequins that they didn't want anymore to the garbage disposal. And then they thought it was cute and said like, oh, if you want a mannequin, you can take it home. I took one home, not because I wanted one, but I knew that I could finesse like a fashion design student or something at my school to buy it, and I did. So I made extra cash that way. But I feel like that shouldn't have been, it could have been our job. It wasn't in the job description. We could have done it, but at least pay me for those extra hours that you kept me there. And then also I remember like we would just have to, if hangers weren't in boxes the right way, they would dump them all out. And like there's a certain way you would just put hangers like in each 4 corners and stuff. Like whatever, if that's a part of your job description, that's fine, but pay me for that extra time. Do not lock me in, right? Also, the like workroom, or what is that called? The locker room was disgusting. The locker room was only like this big, and then the rest of it was like all the extra clothes that were coming out, you know, next week or whatever. But like the lockers were raggedy. People would steal shit. The table that they had was like one of those tables that you would see at like your uncle's cookout, and it was like wobbly, dirty, messy. I don't know, like I don't think I'm bougie, but I just like things to be clean, and that was not a clean condition. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw like a rat move around or something. But so what made me really quit was that one day I called in and I told them that I couldn't come into work. And I thought that this was acceptable because I already told them that this was one of the days that I could not work. And I was already working later than I told them that I could, and like stumbling. Well, first off, I didn't really go to 7:30 classes anyways, but that made it more impossible to go because I wouldn't get home till 2. You have to shower, finish doing your homework and stuff like that. So I really didn't have time to myself. And if this is how I see it, I don't care. Like, I will quit a job with a quickness. If I told you my conditions in the interview process and you don't like them, just don't fucking hire me. Why would you hire me and then feel like you can bully me to work hours that I didn't agree with? If I say that I can't work Wednesdays and Sundays for religious reasons, that is an okay reason, and you're not even allowed to question someone. You should not be scheduling someone if they tell you that they cannot work certain days. Why the fuck would you still schedule me? And then when I call out on the day that I said I could not work because I really do have something to do, I didn't lie to you, you get mad at me. So I did this for 2 days because I already told them I couldn't work for 2 days because I had school. They tried to make me work when I had classes, and I like called in and I was like, look, I have classes I have to go to. I told you guys in the beginning that I was a college student. I can show you my official transcript that shows you, you know, my schedule, and you can see that I can't come in because I have classes. So the first time they were like, well, you know, we're still gonna have to write you up for not coming in, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, do what you have to do. Well, the second time, I mean, you have classes in college, you have an A-B schedule. So if you think I had to call out one day, don't you think I'm gonna have to call out another day because I still have that same class? So the next day I called out again, and they were like, look, you're gonna have to take a write-up because this is your second time calling out when we already scheduled you, blase, blase. And, you know, at that point, that made me really mad because I don't feel like you should be, one, writing me up when you schedule me to work on a day that I said I couldn't work, and then 2, when I can legit prove that I can't show up because I'm a college student and I have like, I can understand if I was trying not to go so that way I could go to the club and party, but I can show you my official transcript and show you that I have classes to attend. Like, I get that you're a multi-billion-dollar whatever, however much this company is, like, that's great, but you are a manager here, probably don't have any stocks within the company, so like, you can't bully me around. I will quit a job with a quickness, because you should never let money rule you. Like, I wasn't okay with that, so I just stopped going in. And, you know, the next day, I think they called me and they were like, are you sick or something? And I was like, no, I'm not coming in anymore, I quit. And they were like, oh, okay. And so they mailed me my next check, and that was that. I kid you not, I only worked there for about 3 weeks. I only received one full check, one full 2-week check, and then the second check that they mailed to me was like half the money, because, you know, I couldn't come in for certain days. But I should have just listened to my mom and stayed on campus, because obviously work-study jobs know that you're a student and they respect that, whereas this company, or at least this like management of that certain store, did not respect that. And I don't think that that's cool at all. So yeah, but every time or anytime I go to that mall and I go to the food court, I still whip out my Forever 21 badge, and I tell them that I need an employee discount, and I be getting 20% off my food court meals. So I guess that's a win. But yeah, so that is my story of why I quit Forever 21. I just feel like the management of that store, I can't speak of every store. And plus, I didn't mention, my store is the biggest one in the city that I lived in, San Antonio, the one in North Star. I'll just tell y'all. So it's the biggest one in the city, so that would be the store where like the, we have a lot of people from Mexico that come over and get a bunch of clothes and stuff. So I remember I also worked, I worked in the fall, so I also worked on Black Friday. And then another thing, I worked on Black Friday, and it was an overnighter shift, so I worked from Thursday to Friday. And when I got off, I had to get gas, and so I went to a gas station near the mall, and that was the day that I actually got in a really bad accident. I was driving past someone, like, you know how if you need to go to a pump and there's a car in your way, what do? Go around it, right? I was in the process of going around a car, and this little boy was bad. I'm sorry, he was bad. His mom was pumping, and I don't know if he wanted to go inside to like get some snacks or whatever, but he didn't look and see that there was a car there, and so he swung his door open, and they drove a big Jeep, and at the time I was driving a Toyota Corolla, so their big car door, like the way he swung it open at like the max that it could open, so it swung open, and the tip of their car, like the tip of the door, hit my glass, and glass just shattered all over me. I got cuts all over my thighs and my feet, and I remember that later on that lady tried to tell my insurance that it was my fault, and also that that her son, like, she's made it seem like I hit her in the back because she already had a previous dent. So since I had good insurance, she was trying to get my insurance to cover it. So she tried to say that I hit her in the back and then like slid along their car. Well, my insurance isn't stupid, and they were like, no ma'am. Plus her insurance was expired, so guess who didn't have to pay that shit? Like, so yeah, there was a lot that went on with me working there. But yeah, I learned from it. Now I have a really cool job, so if you guys want to know how to get a job at Apple, I can do a story time for that. But yeah, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, leave them down below in the comment section, and make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video. I talked for forever, sorry, but I want to give story times a try, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.